Oh, sweet Elijah, this is take number 3. Google is messing with me. I've already recorded this episode twice. I'm exhausted. And it's beginning, actually the sun's beginning to break out here now and charge up my solar panels and getting some sun on my head, and actually have like one drop of moisture under this armpit and the other. Before I said there was nothing, it was so cool. Okay, I'm gonna try again. One last time before I get radical on this phone. Why do you need glasses when you have a bottle? And you know what? Every take I just shorten it more and more. This is just not a review of a movie. This is an allegation against a pedophile who was a producer of that movie. Okay? You getting that straight shit yet? Yeah. I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible and shit like that. Because I got like sunlight hitting up here, even though it's been such a cool summer. I mean, like this morning it was 62, yesterday morning was 64, the morning before that was 67. You know, it's late July, it's the end of July. Today is about 1:30, July 26th, Friday. Shabbat Shalom. Now, this video, which I had better capture, I'm going to make it so short, I'm just don't give a damn. And it says I'm recording right there. See a little red square? It says I'm recording. The camera's turned around towards me. It's got the, what's that photo shit up there? Nothing, apparently. Didn't cause any. I'm 2 minutes and 28 seconds in. This video is not only a review of the worst movie ever made, Mary Jane, a musical documentary. It's also an allegation against a man-boy-love pedophile who was the co-producer who used Kickstarter, even though he has probably tens or more millions of, and everybody in that movie has hundreds, between them they have hundreds of millions of dollars, but they still used a Kickstarter fund to make that movie to glorify their bullshit. And you know what? At 3 minutes and 5 seconds into the movie Mary Jane, a musical documentary, I spotted Kevin JODREY is the correct English pronunciation. I don't care. Kevin JODREY, which I remember from a cannabinoid news network video of 2 to 3 years ago, which they've now compressed and edited into I don't know. I've got to do some review, but I don't care because my memory until recently, but especially then because I was totally sober and watching that bullshit, my memory my whole life is tested perfect. Long-term, short-term, total recall. I have eidetic memory. You know, I had this little hot girlfriend up in Maine that said that her dad said that you have photognomonic memory. I was holding her little sweet her square-fingered hands and her ruby lips and her ruby nipples and stuff like that. So yeah, I have photo. No, it's called eidetic memory, you dumb bitch. So, several years ago, which that particular channel is pretty much gone, and it's made very few videos, and the videos that go back to 2 to 4 years ago have been compressed into, 48 minutes or whatever. got to review that tonight, and when I'm in the freaking mood. Look, this guy, Kevin JODREY, who's impossible to miss because of all of his schizophrenic gesticulation and pill rolling and talking. He was talking from his grow house to this panel of 4 loser street people that had on cheap suits and thrift store dresses and like that. I think there was one chick. Anyway, but immediately I recognized this symbol because I'm into languages. I'm a triple threat. I've always been in triple threat in athletics or academics. Always a triple, quadruple, quintuple threat. I'm into symbolism just like a mathematician is. And this is the symbol of the man-boy love bullshit. And you know what? Kevin JODREY on that Cannabis News Network program had that on his shirt, covered by a hoodie down, and a knit cap. While he was throwing his hands everywhere, talking about all the fucking great blah 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 blah. You can't remember it because it's really disjointed and not memorable. But we're watching, and we're intelligent stoners like my buddy Carl Sagan, or even actually Lester Greenspoon wasn't that smart, and actually all the intelligent people I've ever known were not boozers, they were stoners. They were potheads back from the 60s. I started smoking pot when I was 13 in 1967. But anyway, this movie, Mary Jane, a musical pot-umentary, is not only the technically dumbest movie I've ever seen regarding edibles and other stuff and salves, because actually cannabinol is hydrophobic. You can't get it to soak into your skin unless you add other chemicals. All the edibles, that's 11 hydroxy THC, which causes people who are borderline schizophrenics or schizophrenics to feel very uncomfortable or flip out. You can't eat pot, dude. You got it. For most drugs, there's only one pathway of administration, and that's oral, administration, inhalation. But what really bothered me about this movie, which glorified all the weirdo, sexually progressive people of Humboldt County in California, was this one guy named Kevin JODREY, who on his shirt on the Cannabis News Network wore the emblem of the Man-Boy Love Association. The Green Apple Entertainment channel owner asked me just 2 or 3 days ago, after I'd already commented on Young Hotties, that they're a bunch of 35-year-old droopy-titted women pretending to be 17, 18-year-old high school girls when they were sure they were petite, but they were just clearly 35 to 40 years old. Never been in the sun, been getting every kind of... And Green Apple actually asked me to, and they didn't bother, they can't tell that I rejected 90% of their movies for being garbage, and I've only watched like 4 or 5 of their movies to the end. It's probably owned or run by one of Kevin JODREY's flunkies, little gay boy flunkies. You can't stop me here on this platform for pointing out that some young man is a gay boy, because it's the truth. So, just want to give you a warning, and I want to ask each and every one of you to boycott Green Apple Entertainment, all their movies. Especially, I want you to ask and demand that Mary Jane, the musical potumentary, be taken down because it stars one Kevin JODREY, who wore this man, boy, gay, pedophile symbol on his shirt long ago. He thinks it'll go away, but it will not. We who have memory, we Jews who forget nothing, will never forget you, Kevin JODREY. How many children, how many young boys has Kevin JODREY molested? How many young boys has Kevin JODREY gotten high, given them a 20 or 50, and then had his way with them? Because, Kevin, that's what your t-shirt under your hoodie, that was, the hood was down with a knit hat on, in your grow house being examined by the, and by the way, Kevin, you know nothing about cannabis. Cannabis is hermaphroditic. It's almost never just male or female. It's called what we Aggies call self-pollinating, like many, many, many plants and trees. So, I've actually only seen one pure female strain in my entire life. I'm going to try to end with this now, Kevin JODREY. I've only found one strain that might be pure female, and that was up in Maine. Oh gosh, 16, 18 years ago. They produced about 1,000 pounds, and I want to, through cuttings, and I will remind all of you weirdo hippies that when you use the term cloning, cloning involves chemicals and mechanical agitation. What you call cloning is the thing of called cutting, which the English claim ownership to that, but actually humans have known all about ripping a branch off a tree and sticking it in the ground for, 10 to 70,000 years. So what you hippies call cloning is not actual cloning. It's called taking a cutting, which appears in that movie. This movie is a complete hippie disaster meant for people with single-digit IQs. But what bothers me most is that right at 3 minutes and 5 seconds, they premiere the co-producer, the top co-producer, who's using money from Kickstarters. His name is Kevin JODREY, who on the Cannabis News Network wore a man, boy, love, pedophile t-shirt, gray with lighter, the triangle inside a triangle. You need to shut Green Apple down on that movie at least, or just shut Green Apple down completely. I thank you for your time. This has been my third or fourth take on this because of Google just hates my ass. Because I'm a straight old Jew. And fuck the rest of you. You can go fuck anything you want to do, just keep it out of my fucking backyard, okay?